Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vage. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning. I'm good. What a crazy 24 hours in the crypto markets. I was watching the football playoffs yesterday and we were like, oh man, it's crashing because of some rug pull. Go to bed. I was gonna wake up to like 98 and I woke up to 108. That was a little
Oh,
surprising.
crazy. It's crazy. I didn't watch any of the American football. I do like the American football, as you can see right here. But this is more exciting than anything. I haven't slept in days. I'm running on fumes. This has been the most exciting 24 hours in my trading career. It's just phenomenal what's happening. I'm completely at a loss to describe what's happening with the Trump coins and Melania coins, which we're going to talk about in today's show, because hell, it's just very, very relevant right now in the world. On a personal note, this is the beauty of doing this show, right? Like coming out of obscurity into like somewhat mainstream, right? This is like really not mainstream, but like into a public figure. A fella messaged Tone. Oh, he watches the show. His name's Kai Zammer. He's a boxing coach, and he's coming to Japan to like this tomorrow for that. He's got a fighter on the Inoue card, which is if you know Inoue, you know boxing, and he wants to meet Matt if he's into training. He's coming to my gym tomorrow. If you're watching Mr. Zammer-san, can't wait to see you at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Absolutely fantastic. We know all the same people. The boxing industry is small in the crypto industry. His coach was a friend of mine. He knows all the people. This is why I do the show, to meet you great guys. I hope to meet more of you in the future if you come to Tokyo. But let's get into the charts, guys. This is just it's just beyond the pale for me. I can't describe it. So I'm gonna start here. We hit. This is like I don't even know where to start. There's just so much to talk about. We hit all-time highs. Let's address the elephant in the room. We got to a new all-time high. We crashed the modified Lucid. The waves green again. It got to 109,500. Crazy, right? It's just bizarre, right? So I'm going to talk about what I was doing in my own positions, and then we'll talk about what the market looks like because I need to clean up these charts a little bit. So if you recall, on Friday's show, I took the long from 100,223, which is back here on Friday's show. I know people hate when I say here, but I said the price on Friday's show because we were breaking that descending line that Tony and I both saw. Everybody in the world saw it. I just thought we've got a long here. And over the weekend, I was in fantastic profit, right? It was a pretty sizable trade, not as big as I wanted it to be, but it was a sizable trade, right? And it was 8x leveraged, I believe, or 5x leveraged. And then during the night when I was asleep, this all happened. And when I woke up in the morning, we were down, right? This is like I woke up at about 9 in the morning and I saw the price was about at $100,000. And at $100,000 at the same price, it just basically the same price. I just added more to the trade. I didn't close the trade, even though it went slightly into a negative position. And trust me, that would have made Tone roll over in his grave. I was in like 45% profit and I lost it all in this drop and ended up adding more to the position at basically exactly the same price. Tone, there's no rule books to explain that kind of thing to have done. But the reason I did on the 4 hour time frame, it's way more clear because of the obviousness, the fucking crazy obviousness to me. I couldn't close the position at this point because of we brought when I entered the trade was for the breakout of this descending line just to throw back to retest it almost to the dollar and it doesn't have to be like it could be to the dollar. I just drew this arbitrary line in, right? But it just to come back to the 50 retest, to come back and retest the breakout point, I couldn't just close the position because I wanted to get back in long anyway. So I did sort of double the position, and then holy smokes, did that turn out to be a hell of a trade? I don't even know what happened. I just was like talking to my friends and we're doing some meetings, and then bang, I looked at the charts and I was up like 60% almost over an hour. Like it was just a crack, right? one of the biggest trades of the biggest trade of the year so far, but one of the biggest trades for a long time because it was a massive trade. And I ended up closing that trade out when we started to fade at this black line right here at 106,800. So I could finally remove these lines, clean the chart up a little bit. This line right here. And I took out a massive, massive trade on the day. And then, like 15 minutes later, when the price started to rally, hell, I just got back in. So at 106,666, I'm long again. I'm long again in an even bigger trade than I was in before. Same sort of, maybe even same sort of leverage, 8x leverage. But we'll see where this plays out. So that brings us up to right now. We have recovered that dip, and we've come back up, and we've got close to the point that we were plateaued at 108,000, just shy of 108,000. What do we think now? Well, I don't know. I've made my money on the day, the week, the month, for most people, the year in today already, but I'm hungry. But I'm not going to let this trade roll over into a loser. So I will definitely put, when I go to bed at night, and keep in mind it's like 11:30 right now, I'll put a break even stop in here. I'm not letting this get down and lower again. So if you're rushing to get into a trade right now, I don't know. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling like that this made total sense to me, this washout, and then it's all eyes are on US markets opening right now. Like we're in a fantastic position right now to crack on to that 120, 125. It's all lining up really, really nicely, but it's not going to be as straightforward as that. I can see a lot of volatility, which I love the volatility. I mean, this is the best volatility you could imagine. But I don't know. I don't know. So I just have to take each trade as it comes right now. 15-minute isn't giving me much. We ended up pulling out a really good profit on that last bang box trade. Oh no, today's bang box trade was a bit of a flopper. We got in at 107, took two take profits, and got in at like really, really marginal profit. But it was before that crash happened. So, overall, I mean, I'm satisfied with that trade. But unfortunately, it missed that massive pump. So it's disappointing to see even a positive trade when you look at it like that. The trade prior to that, which happened over the weekend, was an absolute dud, a minus 10%er with one take profit in. Awful, right? So maybe a minus 8%er overall. And the one prior to that, which was on the Friday candle, was a barn burner, an absolute cracker, which took in an impressive 26%, give or take. So overall, Bangbox has still been working, no doubt about that. Links in the description below for the free trading bot Bangbox. We're very close to having a new trade on for the MRI swing bot as well. So that's completely eligible right now as well, which is really exciting. Once again, links in the description below. Let's move up the time frames a little bit and see if we can see what's happening here. 4 hour time frame. Once again, this is one of the things that gave me real pause thought to just re-enter the trade that I had closed, because we came back on that drop down and just retouched on the 7 simple moving average, and we had recovered it very, very quickly, which is really, really positive. I love to see that in a bull market, and it's obviously a bull market, but in a bullish momentum. I love to see that. So we'll see how this plays out. I really like the MRI count. I really like everything about it. So the 4 hour looks great to me. The daily, I mean, let's start to break this down into the higher time frames as our indicators load, Tone. I'm not cutting out, am I? Why is this taking so long to load?
Oh,
I
you're
hope
okay. There they go. Oh no,
no,
they weren't on. Yeah, there you go.
I just
Yeah,
restarted.
MRI. Yep, there's the MRI. Came in.
Well, look at this. Wouldn't you know, tomorrow is going to be an MRI top, but I'll let Tone talk about that. Um, Look where we are standing. Nothing, no indicator is more valuable to me than just being at all-time highs, And in 9.5 hours, if we're looking like we might have an all-time daily high close, fantastic, right? Well, I mean, what more can you ask for? Sure, it's been a bit accelerated, but I don't want to speculate on that. I really like it. Weekly is it's the start of the week. Look at that shit candle. That's not accurate. There's no gap here, obviously, but man, this is what we talked about all last week. We closed the weekly candle above that descending line. Bang. This is just a beauty of a green star, a weekly candle. I'll let Tone talk about more that as well. But this is what I want to look at. This is this is what was speaking about from weeks about the EXA cross, Socrates EXA cross, and it hasn't crossed yet. Just like it didn't cross here, didn't cross here, didn't cross here negatively, it hasn't crossed bullish yet. But it's certainly verging. I mentioned last week about that kink that we got from the straight down to the kink. Well, this is kinked straight across, which is really great. The EMA looks fantastic as well. Everything else looks good. I'm coming back to you in a second time. Look, I really like where we stand here. Now, look, I don't normally do this. I don't normally do other charts, but we have to talk about uh, the Trump coin, right? Let's delve into it on my analysis for a second. I did. I'd never heard of this coin, just like the rest of the world. I had never heard about it until yesterday, and I missed this entire run up where it just went. This is a 4 hour time frame. It just went bananas, right? It went up 200 and something percent,
Oh man,
30%.
it was only announced on the 15th, so it's not like you had a lot of time to hear about it.
No, I didn't, but the fact that it went up and became like the biggest news in the world, and I hadn't heard about it. I wasn't late, but I was late. I was late by like 12 hours, which a lot happened in that 12 hours. Like it's very, very hard to buy something that has gone up 300% in 12 hours and you decide to buy
600.
it, whatever, 600. Well, at that point, it was, 200%. In like, a few hours. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, this is going to be bullshit, whatever. I never pay attention to meme coins. But then on the 15-minute time frame, it was just I saw something, right. I saw it. People were
Did you
messaging
take a
me.
trade?
Yeah, I took the trade. Here, it was right here. It had gone up and it had hit 34 and we come back down and I just couldn't get an entry. I kept trying to buy. And it wouldn't fill any order. It just was just like escaping me. And I was trying to market order it wouldn't let me order. The maximum leverage I was able to use was 3x leverage. I just couldn't get in. And so I did get in. I got a filled entry at $30 $33, and instantly it just rocketed. Bam! I was up at this point 600%, 400, 500, 600%. Absolutely insane in an instant. I'm still in that position. I stayed through the position here. I'm still in the position right now. I'm still up like 200% on the trade. This is this is bananas. I've never engaged in any of this shit coinery before, but I'm happy to trade this. I will trade this till the cows come home. And I'm seeing this descending line come in here. I'm gonna just treat this like it's Bitcoin on steroids and just trade the ass out of it for the next few weeks. Because I'm seeing it as just easy money. And I was talking to my wife. I'm just so burnt out from looking at charts in like the last 48 hours. And she said, just go to bed. You're so tired. Go to bed, go to bed. And I gave her like a funny, like an analogy of how I feel right now. Imagine it's just like raining money outside. There's just $100 bills raining from the sky and you're getting tired from picking it up off the ground, right? Like your back's sore and you're sick of bending over. At what point do you just go to bed? And like my answer is I will never go to bed because it never rains like this. But like she said, oh, if I'm tired, I'll just go to bed. I'm like, well, that's the difference. I'm not going to bed. I can't sleep. I can see this thing breaking out and going to $100. No, I can just see it without it looking at knowing anything about it. There's nothing to know. It's tradable. This is tradable. This shit is tradable if you know what you're doing and super risky and super tradable. So that being said, look, you call me a shill, call me whatever. Jump across to Blowfin, sign up for this fantastic with all the links in the description below. If you trade over $100,000 in volume, you're eligible for this random share of $400,000. They'll just pay you out. Like screenshot this, look at the links, and you can figure out how to use it. Actually, that our BD great mate Vage is in the comments right now. He'll answer any questions. You call me a shill. I'm trading this. I'm taking advantage of this while it lasts. And with it, if you're going to trade it anyway, you might as well trade it here where you got a chance to get more back. All right, Tone, I'm coming back now. Look, if this like Trump thing keeps going for the next few weeks, months, years, whatever, I'll incorporate this a bit more into the show rather than just being Bitcoin because it's tradable, is what I'm saying. All right, that's me. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. All the diehard Tone fans are going to be like, Matt, you're a fucking scumbags, whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying go make some money, have some fun. All right. See you soon. What's up? What do you see, mate?
All right, let's go and take a look. So I usually start off with the most. Did that work?
Nope, we're back.
No, didn't work. So stopped unexpectedly. Screen share. All right, is this working? Am I on screen share?
There you are on Trump.
Okay. So I usually start with the most important asset on the most important time frame. And this is why I usually start with Bitcoin, either on the hourly or on the daily or on the weekly. But that's not how we're starting today. We're starting with the most important asset on the most important time frame, which is Trump coin on probably the 10-minute time frame. This is what's driving the market. This is what caused the Bitcoin crash last night, New York time, at around 8, 9 p.m. And this is probably what's causing the big Bitcoin pump right now, where people that are profiting from this scam coin are probably loading up on Bitcoin. Now, am I trading it? No, I'm not, because I don't trade on non-KYC derivative exchanges, right? Like where this is the only place where this can be traded, which is kind of ironic because you have a coin created by the president that can only be traded on exchanges that are illegal to trade for US citizens, right? There has to be some kind of an irony here. So I know people are asking me for a Bitcoin law review, and you can trade this on Kraken, maybe,
You
but
can
again,
trade
I
it.
don't.
You can trade it spot. You can trade it spot in America.
I for legal reasons, and I'm not going to get into the legal reasons. For legal reasons, I do not have an account with crypto exchanges. I don't, right? There is a legal reason for this, which I cannot get into. Okay. So I don't have an account with Kraken. I don't have an account with Coinbase. I don't have an account with, uh, any exchanges. Okay. I can't. You can. I can't. Okay. So here we are. And to me, this is a gross violation of not every, but most security laws. And uh, and a Bitcoin law review show would be great. Uh, and I don't want to get into a big political discussion over this. I always felt that every single criminal investigation of Trump was, political bullshit to take down your political opponents. But in this case, if the federal government, whether the current federal government or the future federal government, wanted to go legally after Trump uh, and any member of his family for this, I would have no problem with that. I think this is a gross violation of security laws. That's my opinion. Okay. And so what can we say about this? Well, the chart is actually looking fairly bullish. We're making a symmetric, if I go to the 4-hour chart, we're just waiting for a green star candle on the 4-hour chart. This to me looks like a serious bull flag
Yeah,
on
that's
Trump coin.
that's what I drew in exactly. Yeah.
And this has a high probability of rising. What happened to am I missing something? No, here it is. This has a high probability of going up significantly. Significantly. But here's the thing. So for those of us that hate scam coins, which this is, of course, it's a total scam coin. You're being scammed by the President of the United States.
Say that again. Say that
You're
again.
being scammed by the President of the United States. As I've stated before, I think people are going to be grossly disappointed with Trump. There's a couple of things that he can do to make up for the terrible things he's going to do. This is one of those terrible things he's going to do. So he kicked off his administration with, you know, a scam. But I mean, he can end some wars. He could avoid starting World War III and new wars. He could potentially end crazy taxation of US citizens. He could remove global taxation. He can remove Bitcoin from being taxed at all. I heard the administration floating ideas of avoiding capital gains by converting your real estate to crypto or converting your crypto to real estate. That would be great. Those people that, you know, held on to Bitcoin for the last decade can now go and purchase real estate and not have to worry about, um, uh, you know, a tax implication. Or the other way around, right? People can sell their real estate and buy Bitcoin. That could be a huge boom for Bitcoin if they don't have to worry about um, tax implications. So that would be great. There's lots of good stuff he can do. You know, he can get rid of the most corrupt organization in the US, which is the FBI. Trump can get rid of that. So there's a lot of good things he can do. Get rid of the Department of Education. There's a lot of things he can do. But so far, he starts off his presidency with scamming a bunch of people with a meme coin, and his wife and his kids and all of them are going to have their own coins. And this goes back to something that I stated probably 10 years ago. At the end of the day, everyone wants to print their own money. Everyone is a narcissist, and Trump is the ultimate narcissist. And all he wants to do is print his own money, just like everybody else. There's no reason for this thing to exist other than the ability to print money. And the developers of this thing, you know, have 80, 90% of the supply, and they will sell it. And it is pretty much a rug pull. And that's why everybody panicked at late last night when Bitcoin also dropped $8,000. At the end of the day, this thing will make a high. This high will take place. If this scam coin does go higher, it will make a top in Trump's first year of presidency. This could be at any price. This has no ceiling. It can go to thousands of dollars. There's no reason why it can't, but it will make a top, and that top will not be broken for the rest of its life versus Bitcoin, just like every other scam coin. And Ethereum's no different. Now, this hurts Ethereum a lot, and this could not make me happy because there's a couple of things that this Trump coin is going to prove. It will prove that Ethereum is now irrelevant because this scam coin wasn't launched on Ethereum. It was launched on Solana. And Solana still has not broken its all-time high against Bitcoin. And if Trump coin can't make Solana go to a new all-time high against Bitcoin, what will? And I want to know an answer to another question. The problem with these scam coins is that for each scam coin to be more successful or eventually just successful, it needs to have what Giacomo used to refer to as proof of news, and what the Bitcoin Uncensored podcast referred to as you know what an affinity scam is, Matt?
Yes, I do, but you just cut out for 1 second. But just keep going.
Oh,
Keep going.
okay. So an affinity scam is a scam that requires a popular person to get the ball rolling on the scam, right? So an affinity scam is using your following and your influence in order to scam the general public into, you know, for you to make money. And I don't know how many people in the world are bigger than Trump,
Nobody.
right?
Nobody.
Maybe Rogan.
Rogan's bigger than Trump? That's ridiculous. Come on.
Well, there's maybe, right? And the reason I say maybe is because Trump is like in the 70s, right? And Rogan still has like 20 more years, right?
Okay.
Um, like maybe Tucker. I mean, they're not like bigger at the moment, right? But if Trump say didn't win the election, right? But we're just talking about big personalities to match. Like who can be the next big thing? Like Elon is already, tied to Doge. Maybe Elon can launch a token, right? But we're at the ceiling
Mm.
of Affinity scams.
Yes.
Well, like there's very few people left that can launch a scam coin at this point because the maximum affinity has pretty much been reached,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You have
Yeah.
Rogan, we have Tucker. I mean,
No
who
one's, no
else
one,
is there?
nobody cares
Putin,
about the
maybe, G. What's
who
up?
who cares about the Orlando Bloom coin when you've got the Trump coin sitting there, right?
Exactly, exactly, right? Um, so I think we are reaching the ceiling on meme coins because you can't get to a bigger affinity than Trump.
No, no, I don't think.
Now, that's the good news. The good news, we're at that ceiling. Now, I don't know. The next news is, I guess, neutral, maybe good, maybe bad. There's no way the Justice Department and the SEC, which Trump may get rid of at this point, you might as well, right? I mean, if your president is launching unregistered security scams, you might as well get rid of the SEC. Well,
Forget
like,
about it.
like it has no function.
But
Um,
doesn't this, just to jump in? Doesn't this excite you in a different way? Like like, just, I don't know. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, right? But let's just say this is like a violation of every SEC law, right? But they're
of
not.
course, yeah, it's a gross violation of everything the SEC was meant to prevent.
But isn't there like a rebel part of you that's like, fuck it, like Trump's just like, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Like, come get me. I'm
Right.
king of the world right now, and it's scary, but it's also like very interesting, very interesting, don't you think?
Yes, no, no, it's definitely exciting to watch. As you guys know, this has been debated many times, mostly between myself and Giacomo Zucco, where like Giacomo Zucco wants the SEC to disappear and not exist. And my point is, look, the SEC was created for a reason. Just because the SEC is grossly incompetent, and just because the SEC is not doing their job properly, doesn't mean that it doesn't have a purpose.
Hmm.
You know, the SEC has been grossly incompetent and it has been weaponized by as usual, right? But the SEC was created meant to prevent the average person from getting scammed, and this is the ultimate scam. Now, you might as well get rid of the SEC because they're not going to go after this blatant violation of security laws. So why does it exist? So why not go to a complete free market like we had in the 20s before the SEC was created, and the creation of the Howey test in the 30s? Let's go back to those times and let's see how it turns out. Because if the SEC doesn't exist, why not? Why don't I create a tone scam coin, right? It's good, but it's not going to be a scam anymore. It's only going to be a problem morally. It will not be a problem legally, right? So this is literally the path to what I've stated years ago, having billions of tokens, because every single person can have a token, every single company can have a token, and there's no limit on how many tokens you can create.
No,
And it simply becomes a
this is
matter
coming
of,
this year.
can you ship it?
This is coming this year. Right now.
Right.
You're gonna see the Orlando Bloom coin coming to you in a month's time, dude. This is what is you're about to see. I think
Right.
I haven't been as excited about crypto since 2017, where I was staying awake till 3 in the morning in Tokyo, trying to get into ICOs with my $200 worth of ETH. And I didn't know what the F I was doing. And it was just totally all over the place. And never made any money from any of it. But it was exciting. And I haven't felt excited about crypto for a long time. I'm just Bitcoin, right? So I mean, it's a really one track minded. I think this is a bit, the comments is going to tear me apart. I don't care. I feel like there's a real shift, and maybe it's just the fever dream, but like with Trump coming in and this crazy nonsense taking over, like there's a weirdness in the air, and I'm all aboard. I think it's really fun. I think they tear the whole thing down. I'm an anarchist. Burn it down. Everyone have their own coin. The tone coin, I'll buy the tone coin at ICO, but you have to give it to me pre-ICO.
Of course. I mean, it's well, here's the thing, right? If I was to launch a tone coin, like the only usefulness to come out of the tone coin is to rug pull and scam the maximum amount of people I can to prove a point. Like there's no other possible useful outcome other than maximizing losses to the idiots that would buy the tone coin. But like there's nothing else for me to teach them other than purposely maximizing the scamminess of a tone coin.
Yeah,
Like what else can
but
I do as an educator?
well, the problem is, Tone, you'd be the first person the FBI would come knock on your door, and you'd be the first
Of
one
course.
prosecuted for it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. What's Bitcoin looking like? What is Trump coin at right now?
Yeah. So yeah, this is Trump coin. Oh no, it's Solana, sorry. Um so
Oh, rally. We're
no,
going,
that's a monthly chart.
we're going to the moon.
uh Yeah, okay, so going back to this completely neuters Ethereum.
Yeah.
This shows you that Ethereum is now useless. No one is ever going to launch anything on Ethereum again because Trump has just launched on Solana, right? Oh, by the way, here's another person that could create a massive scam coin. Someone like Ichiro, not Ichiro, sorry. What's the name? The Japanese baseball player. Uh,
Otani.
Jesus, for the Dodgers.
Otani. Otani.
Otani, thank you. Like Otani can launch a scam because he's like the best baseball player in America and Japan, right? Like there are big personalities that can now launch their scam coins that could do massively well, right? But this completely neuters Ethereum. This proves that there's no reason for Ethereum to exist. And eventually, I mean, the only better lesson is Solana blowing up and taking the Trump coin and all the other scam coins with it. But it's centralized, right? So it's unlikely Solana is gonna blow up because it's just a centralized database. Yeah, what's up?
Can I ask a question? And everyone in the comment section will know this, and I don't because I've never looked at it before. But let's just say Trump is the owner, or Trump and his team are the owner of 80%. It's locked up, right? And
Right.
everyone's expecting the rug pull. And hypothetically, what if he doesn't rug pull? What if none of the 80% is sold over the next, let's just trickle like tiny little percentages. What if he doesn't just rug pull? What happens to the token metrics and the price and whatnot if only 20% is on the market? Like I don't know what happens there,
Oh, it
right?
doesn't matter,
It's
right?
one of those
So
questions.
look, you remember, right? Remember what I just said. This opens the door to other tokens, anyone's other token, right? There will be big personalities. Like I can see Joe Rogan launching a token, right? I can see like whichever team put this together for Trump, they can get on a call with Joe Rogan and say, hey, look what we did for Trump.
Specifically for the Trump coin, if the 80% is not sold and just held for like
It's
4 years,
irrelevant. It
irrelevant.
doesn't matter if he. I mean, 80% just allows him to. If this. I don't know how new tokens are being launched, right? So is that 80% governance, and then he just gets to control it centrally? Is he going to be paying it out? That part doesn't matter, right? The point is the Trump token will reach a peak this year because that's the maximum hype. And I mean, unless he decides to use the Trump token and replace the US dollar with it, right? Um, uh, it's going to reach a top against Bitcoin, not against dollars, against Bitcoin. And it will go down over time, just like every other scam coin and shit coin, right? Because they all go down because there is a new one around the corner, right? Like later this week, it'll be an Ivanka coin, and then it'll be Trump Jr. coin, right? And maybe Trump
The Baron
Jr. will
coin
run for
too, by the way.
president. Hmm?
I'm looking forward to that Baron coin. He's 6'9".
Right.
That's handy for coins.
And so there's going to be new tokens everywhere. Like Tucker is going to have a coin, and Rogan's going to have a coin, and everyone is going to have a coin. And they're, the overall market cap against Bitcoin, like this thing could make it into the top 10, right? And I don't have my chart. I actually just dropped it recently. My Bitcoin dominance chart, load chart layout. Let me see. Bitcoin dominance. That's the wrong dominance. Where's the other dominance? I had a dominance that was
Yeah, it took it.
excluding stables,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but I don't know what happened to it. I closed that chart. I thought I had it saved. Shit, that would suck if I never saved it. Had it open for a while. I don't know. Oh, Bitcoin MCAP. There it is. I should rename it. So look, Bitcoin dominance is rising again, right? So you have to realize that eventually Bitcoin dominance will rise. All of these shit coins will make a high against Bitcoin, and they will always be on a decline. We can look at Litecoin. Again, something that was supposed to last forever was Litecoin. This thing got reordered, so I don't know where it is. Here it is. Here's Litecoin, right? And Litecoin is on its way. It's on its way. It's had, the last couple of months, it rallied a smidge, but it's going to go down. Bcash, same thing. Look at Monero. Monero is about to reach all-time lows, right? These are all absolute shitcoins. Where's Bcash? Here's Bcash, right? Bcash is about to break the all-time low. We're close, very close to the all-time low, okay? And it's going to get there. And the same thing will happen with Trump coin. It will reach a peak against Bitcoin. I don't know where it will be. The chart is definitely bullish. It's bullish right now. It's in this triangle. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. It's going to make a green star candle, and it will probably break out to the upside.
Are you
And
are you ethically like opposed to trading that? Like if you look at that chart right now and with that descending with that bull pennant, whatever you want to call it, and you think, well, today's the first day, today's the inauguration, right? It wasn't yesterday, it was today, right?
today, yeah.
Today. You don't think there's any chance that this will go from 53 to 106 today? And you think I'm not trading that for ethical reasons? Like you don't see that
So
it
I
seems
see.
pretty
I'm not trading it for a different reason, right?
right.
I'm not trading it because I don't trade these kinds of things. Like
I never have. I had
I don't trade GameStop. I don't trade AMC. I don't trade shit coins, and I certainly don't trade volatile shit coins. Right? If I was to trade shit coins, I would trade Ethereum, right? Because it's the most stable. I don't trade this type of volatility. It's just not something that I trade. Even if I didn't have an ethical, dilemma here, right? And even if I didn't have, you know, even if I wasn't legally concerned on trading where 90% of this volume takes place,
right.
right? I wouldn't touch it for the type of volatility it provides.
Yep, that's your answer. That's your answer. All right, we better look at Bitcoin and the stock market because we
All right.
got it's really
Well, the
midnight.
stock market is closed today,
Of
so there's
course,
nothing to look at.
of course.
Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So here's the stock market. Oh, sorry. Here's the Bitcoin. Remember, the monthly chart is very, very bullish. The weekly chart, we have a green star candle. So this goes back to what I've been saying last week. As of today, everything is bullish.
Yep.
Absolutely everything is bullish. We have our green star on the weekly, which does need to close as a green star candle. I drew this arrow last week, I think in the beginning of the week before the huge breakout candle happened, I think we're going to move to about 120. That's pretty much my target right now. That would be the cup and handle target that I have drawn right here. And that is my first target, is in that 120, 125 range. The daily chart is giving us an MRI warning, which means an MRI top is coming next week. But you can see that because of yesterday's drop, we are still in a borderline consolidated phase, which means that for me, this MRI top is not as scary as, say, the November MRI top was. Okay, this MRI top is not as scary to me unless, and here's the big but coming, if we rally from here into the one teens, I don't know how other to say it, I'm making up a word here, right? And if we rally into the 100 and teens tomorrow, I will be anticipating a big drop. Okay, if we do not rally today and we stay in the 105 range and consolidate into tomorrow, I will then expect more consolidation the rest of the week and a breakout into the 120 area over the following week and Trump's early days. Okay, I am very curious if he's going to say anything about crypto. I don't know when the whole inauguration thing starts. I got to look into it. I may go live on my personal channel today. Today is a crazy day. And let's see what executive orders Trump signs. I'm actually curious. I'm hearing rumors he's going to sign like 200 executive orders. I'm actually tempted to read each and every one of them. I am curious what he's going to do. I saw some parts of the his Pam Bundy, the new what do you call him, Attorney General, and they were asking her if she's gonna, weaponize the Justice Department to go after Trump's political opponents, like the way his current political opponents went after him. Now, I think this is the move she needs to make. But I should say it's sort of political channel. They asked her if she was gonna, weaponize the Justice Department, and she said no. If I was her, I would have said, I will not weaponize the Justice Department against Trump's political opponents, but I will, what do you call it? But I will
Enforce the law.
Not for a sort of, but I will go after the people that were in the Justice Department that were going against the Constitution in following orders that were unlawful. So if I was her, like, I wouldn't arrest, let's say, the Democrats that went after Trump, but I would fire and put criminal charges on the enforcers of the laws if those enforcers, were legally obligated to follow the Constitution and not random orders that weaponize the Justice Department against political opponents. So I would actually go after the enforcers so that this doesn't happen again the next time a new president decides to use the Justice Department for political purposes.
We shouldn't talk about this, but did you see who Biden just offered pardons to if they accept?
I don't understand. I didn't know. I didn't know Fauci was criminally charged for something. So how do you
It's
pardon
not.
someone that
Yeah,
wasn't criminally charged yet?
right. It's just a blanket, just in case, you know.
Right. So I would actually deem that irrelevant. I'm like, you can't pardon someone that hasn't been charged yet, so we're going to charge him now. So that's what I would do. Yeah, so we're sitting here at 107. The daily chart is at an MRI warning candle. So this is where, if you have been long, especially, if you did the perfect trade and got in the low 90s, this is the time to potentially take profit. You buy the rumor and you sell the news. So this is a good time to take some profit if you are making good money.
How about that? How about
I
that throwback tone? Like the trade that I took, just go back to the daily for a second. That throwback to retest the descending line there. And remember we said on Friday's show, I hope it doesn't go, what if it doesn't go below 100,000 again? It did slightly go below 100,000, but when it recovered, I was like, oh, I'm in here. Do you know that was one of the easiest trades of the year, right? That's unbelievably easy.
also the daily chart is crossing over into the bullish realm. I do think we're going to pull back into the moving averages. We always do eventually. But I still think, the
Just
100
did.
and teens can happen before that. What's up?
We just did. We just did pull back into the moving averages.
I know we kind of did, but it wasn't a proper pullback. It was just, panic selling of Bitcoin because a wallet that never bought the Trump coin sold like $500 million worth of Trump coin.
Yeah.
Again, someone got very rich yesterday,
Oh,
and but the Trump coin is still recovering. I think Trump coin is the one you should be watching, not even Bitcoin. I mean, this is the.
you'll
I
come
mean, during
around.
inauguration, this is the token, right?
It's
If this
it's
token breaks
tradable.
out, Bitcoin's gonna break out.
It's tradable.
It's also tradable. Like I don't know if I would trade on a 10-minute level. Like this definitely
Tradable.
can break out. Again, whenever something is too obvious, and oh, just tried. Whenever something is too obvious, it tends to rip people's face off. But I wouldn't be short this token right now. If I'm in the Trump trade, it's definitely to the long side, not to the short side.
I've been seeing a lot of effing obvious trades on Bitcoin and whatnot around recently. I'm in a purple patch. If it just there's a lot of obviousness. It's I think people are going away from obviousness and looking for something more complex.
So what are the market caps we're working with here? This is in billions, right? So uh Chainlink scam is 16. Where's Trump coin?
It's just a little bit lower. It's just above Bitcoin. Go
There
down.
it is. So it's already in number 16, right?
Eight,
18.
18. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
already ahead of Polkadot and Litecoin,
Right.
okay?
Bitcoin Cash.
And
There's your favorite.
Vtrash,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's already ahead of all like Monero is. So this is what I've been saying for a decade.
Yeah.
There will always be a more hyped scam.
Yeah.
And every single scam on this list will continue to devalue against Bitcoin over time. But collectively, uh, the market cap of all these scams can like be 90% of crypto dominance. But individually, they will all continue to devalue against Bitcoin. Like Trump coin is not going to devalue against Bitcoin until it reaches a peak. And we don't know when that peak is going to be, but I'm 99% certain the peak is coming this year because the peak comes at its maxed hype. And since this is completely useless and is just, designed to make Trump a billionaire, I don't even mind. I mean, the government tried to, make Trump go broke, and now he's got plenty of money to pay them off, right?
I think it's fine. I think that it's making the crypto industry look effing retarded, which I like, and I think that this can become in a top 10 in a week.
Okay, so I don't like that. So I don't like making the crypto industry effing retarded
It
because
is, it's already effing retarded.
I know, but there doesn't need to be more retarded, right? And the reason is because it reflects badly on Bitcoin, right? So for example, if this is a straight up exit scam, or it gets hacked like the Luna bullshit, right? Or if Solana implodes, or someone rug pulls Solana, and the Trump coin goes to zero, right? Uh, Obviously, the next Justice Department could legally go after Trump, and they can also say that this is why Bitcoin also needs to be banned, right?
Right.
So this kind of stupidity ultimately does reflect poorly on Bitcoin itself. Not to mention, when this shit gets rug pulled, Bitcoin crashes. And if you're in a, in a long trade on Bitcoin, a little leverage because you thought everything was stable. You know, you don't want to get wrecked on Bitcoin because Solana exit scam and it took down the Trump coin with it. So to me, this is grossly disappointing, and I'm not happy about this. Like, honestly, I would rather have Bitcoin at $3,000 right now with zero shit coins in existence. I would take that alternate reality.
No, I agree. I agree. I there's a part of me that can't stand it, but I'm just there's a game to be played, right? So as long as our viewers and the people that we like here are making money and then pulling out and buying houses and stuff, fucking more power to you. You know, there's a trade to be
I,
made.
like having said that, I want to see Trump coin be, in the top five.
Me
Like
too.
I want to see Trump coin go up.
Me,
Like I do want to see it because
I think it
it's
can surpass Solana, which would be even hilarious, right?
it would be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
It surpasses Solana, surpass Ethereum. Is Ethereum at risk of being passed? I mean, Solana will ultimately surpass Ethereum
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
because, yeah, of course it will, because Ethereum is on a massive downward trajectory, and Solana is in the upward trajectory. So of course it can, right? Doge can surpass them all,
Right.
and I want to see Trump coin at the top because it would, prove the clown world of shitcoins. It will, well, like emphasize it that the only thing that matters is affinity and not, something like Bitcoin, which is decentralized and sound.
I think you're going to see all of that happen. I think you will. All right.
And
On that note,
yeah, look, there's not much I can say about Bitcoin right now because Bitcoin price will be driven by Trump coin over the next month or so. Like the way Trump coin goes is going to be the way Bitcoin goes. So I'm almost more interested in watching Trump coin during the inauguration than I am Bitcoin. But if we look at TA on Bitcoin, this is a very bullish looking candle. It's going to have a bullish tone based volume. This is the 4-hour chart. It's looking nice. And yeah, I mean, give me a couple of hourly closes in the 108 range, and I think we can break into the teens. Fuck, I think we can. I think we can get our God candle today. The God candle is a daily $10,000 candle. We're already at 6, and the fireworks haven't started yet with Trump speaking.
yep. I think so.
I I I always thought that the bull market would end on a God candle, but we're just breaking out. Uh, I mean,
But it's
bull
just
market's just getting started.
it's just really exciting.
Just
It's
getting
really
started.
exciting. All right.
Oh, by the way, I totally like with this whole Trump thing. I totally forgot to mention on Friday I did add to my bullish positions. I'm not 100% long, but I probably will be tomorrow. But I'm above 50% long. I had to go. I had to add to my positions yesterday on Friday. I and I was super pissed last night. Sorry, not here. Like when this thing was crashing, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? But I was so surprised this morning. I really thought that, um, yeah, because I didn't really add in the best freaking time. Like I added right here at the end of the market, so I added at like 105, and then uh, no, sorry, over here, not there. This was Saturday. It was over here somewhere. Where are we here? That's also sad. Oh, I'm on a 1-hour chart. Yeah, it was back here,
Mhm.
over here. It was near the end of my. It was over here, this area, and then of course we go down, and then that crash last night was really pissing me off. I was not happy going to bed, but but yeah, now we're good. Now it's looking good. and I gotta wait till tomorrow to do anything, right? Like I'm stock markets are closed.
All right, let's go.
All right, time to wrap it up.
For
Yeah,
those
crazy day.
crazy.
Crazy day. And ETFs, one last thing. ETFs did well, and one of them hasn't even come in yet. So we'll see on Monday. So yeah, so overall, man, ETFs in January already 27,000 more Bitcoin purchased. Remember, only 13,000 get mined. We're halfway through the month. I mean, this could be one of the biggest months. Uh, there's not that much Bitcoin to go around. So a pop to 200K in Q1 of this year, totally possible. Totally possible. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that, but that's not important. And we're still at the lowest level at this time versus any other bull market. So there's plenty of room, folks. We're grossly outperforming the last bull market. Like the last bull market we should have been at 261 if we're comparing it to just the last bull market, which was the weakest bull market out of all of them. And at this time, by percentage, we'd be at 150K by now. So Bitcoin rising to 200K in Trump's first quarter of being president, totally possible. Totally possible. Don't rule it out.
Yep,
All right,
agree.
coming on screen share.
Well, where Trump coin max is over here right now. If Bitcoin gets to 200,000, I can see a $200 Trump coin. So we'll see. Thank you for joining. Today was a bit of a special show. It was over an hour, but there was so much to cover. Have a wonderful day. Happy Trump Inauguration Day, and stay safe. If you're gonna trade, you know, this craziness is it's really wild right now. Have a great day. Thanks, Tone.
Yeah, later, guys.